Jarvis Landry joining us, but what was really cool was Cam Newton, who did shake my hand, but he came by and what did he give you?
A backpack, a nice backpack too, a nice backpack.
Yeah, a little leather backpack there.
Yeah.
Vintage Supply, is that what it's called? What is it? Is there anything inside it?
Let's see.
One of them SEC backpacks has got some cash up in there.
They got some.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Did I say that was that? Jarvis Landry joins us in the Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio. That is a nice. That is a nice backpack.
Yes, it is.
That is a nice backpack. Jarvis, obviously, I want to talk to you about let's start with the Walter Payton Man of the Year. You said that's why Cam Newton is. You're up for this.
Mm-hmm.
Look, season didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
Right.
There's some ups, there's some downs, some hard times. We talked with Kyle Rudolph, and Kyle's like, look, would have liked to get to the Super Bowl, but to win this thing would be incredibly important.
Mm-hmm.
What's even being nominated for this mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. You know, all of the work that I've done with cystic fibrosis, just being in the community with the youth, back to school things that I've done throughout the years, you know, and it's an honor, man, to even be recognized for this, along with such many more guys that are well deserving of this award. So it's an honor.
Did you hear what Baker had to say earlier today?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to.
He basically said, look, I talk too much. I talk too much. I tried to. I got to dial that back. He said I put my foot in my mouth a lot, and he wants to adjust and evolve as he goes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, all my conversations with Baker is the same. You know, everything starts with you. You know, ultimately, I want you to be you, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, being you is what got you here. And regardless, people are gonna like you, people are gonna hate on you, and it is what it is. But one thing that you do well is be a quarterback. Just be a quarterback.
It's crazy in a year in which you beat the Steelers and you beat the Ravens, and yet I would say, based upon what everybody's guess of how you would finish, you guys underachieve. Your coach gets fired. For you personally, what was it like? What was it actually like for you in terms of this season?
I mean, I was invested, man, throughout the whole entire 16 games that we played. Just really invested. Obviously, the season didn't turn out the way that we wanted to, but obviously there were things that we can take from the season that would allow us to grow this offseason into next season. Get a lot of guys back healthy is important.
You got new general manager, new coach. Have they reached out to you?
Yes. What
was discussed?
Just let's work. No real expectations, no real, I care about what you guys did last year. None of that. It was just let's work. Let's get to work. I'm excited to be here. Let's get to work, and I love that.
I only want to point out that the way in which the plays in which he called Minnesota, there are a lot more runs than throws. Mm-hmm. If that's the way it goes, but you're successful, how will that sit with you?
I'm just here to win, and I'm going to do my part, whatever that is. If it's blocking, if it's catching balls, I don't care, kicking, punting, snapping. I just want to win. Jarvis Landry joining us, Doug Gottlieb Show here on Fox Sports Radio.
Let's talk some LSU football.
Yeah.
Look, you and Odell, you guys were there. Can you imagine if you played with Burrow in that offense in college?
Man, I mean, just the system.
Yeah,
just the system.
That's what I mean.
Just the system alone, man, it would be – I can't tell you what our numbers would be. I couldn't give you a set number. But, the guys that were in the system and played, these kids did a phenomenal job, even at the highest level in the national championship game. You never see no fall off. They continued to make plays, win their one-on-one matchups, and, that's what it's about.
You are a country boy from Louisiana. For somebody from Louisiana, even though you didn't do it, them winning the national championship.
I felt like I did it.
Yeah, right?
I felt like I was a part of it. And I'm sure everybody in Louisiana did. It was huge for us. Just the way that the season went, how perfect it was. Taking out Alabama as well along the way, winning the West, coming through the college playoffs and still being undefeated.
I mean, and thrashing teams.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Just crushing teams.
They were out the game in the third quarter in the Georgia Dome.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Nobody does that. Not in that league. Not in that league. Not really any league, but definitely not in that league.
Exactly.
It's always war. Jarvis Landry joined us. All right, what about your boy OBJ, the championship game? What was going on? He's just having too much fun?
Man, emotions. Listen, we won the game too. We were really a part of the game, man. It really meant that. It meant so much more because in 2011 we lost the national championship to Alabama.
Sure.
They made us play Alabama twice.
Yep.
We lost in the Superdome.
Well, you beat them first.
We beat them first
at Alabama.
At Alabama.
Yes.
Game of the century.
Yes.
Then come back in the Superdome, national championship, had to play him again, and we lose. You know, so that in the same building, you know, maybe not against the same team, but you know,
is it? And I look, he's your close friend. Maybe he doesn't understand how big he is, how big a brand he is, how big a name he is, because I do think he just wanted to celebrate. He was just having a good time, but he's so big that the criticism was, well, he's taken away from the players. When that probably wasn't his intent, but it's because of how big a personality he is.
Yeah, and everybody's watching, you know, and he knows that. He's aware of that. You know, at that time, emotions running high, emotions running real high, and it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing to witness, to be a part of, and it was special. It was really special, and I don't think that no kid or nobody in the LSU organization thought that he was trying to take something away from him.
No, I don't think they thought. I think from the outsider looking in, that's the problem. But
he doesn't value everybody's opinion.
No, but
and that's the beautiful thing. No, that's the beautiful thing. If you listen to everybody, what everybody said,
not going to be. Yeah. You can't make anybody happy.
No.
Jarvis Landry joining us here on the Doug Gottlieb Show. He's a finalist for the Walter Payton Man of the Year. You can learn more, NFL.com/Man of the Year. Learn about all the things he's done with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation after a friend of yours died in high school, right?
Yes.
Like when you go through something like that, how does it change you?
You know, I could just talk about just, you know, my promise to her was that, you know, I will always raise awareness about this, you know, that, and I came into the league and immediately started to raise awareness. Immediately when they came out with My Cause, My Cleats, you know, any engagement that I can have with supporting the cause, I did.
They're going to play in a stadium you used to call home on Sunday. You got the Niners, team you know very well, haven't competed against them, and of course you have the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's start with the Niners. That's going to be kind of the offense, sort of the offense that you guys are going to run.
Right.
It does feel like the right style of offense to go against the Chiefs. But what's your guess on how much Garoppolo throws?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put judgment on it, you know, because I think that Kyle Shanahan is going to do whatever it takes to win. If that's running the football all day, then he'll do it, you know. And he's done it all season, and I don't see him getting to the biggest game of the season and changing now.
You got great speed, but how does a guy with great speed look at a guy like Tyreek Hill?
From behind. Pause. I mean, I don't mean it like that, but like.
Thank you for the pause. I appreciate
it. And I mean, he's one of the fastest guys in
He's got to be the fastest guy.
Yeah,
in the league, right?
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
he's an absolute freak.
And he can run routes, and he can catch the football, and he don't mind blocking for his teammates. He's a complete package.
And then you got Mahomes, who's just an absolute freak of nature.
He's playing a video game out there.
He is. Last thing, I think fans in Cleveland want to know. What's your level of investment? There was a lot of talk about, hey, it was so bad, send me somewhere else. You've been another place before. What's your level of investment in the Browns organization?
1,000,000%.
In or out?
In.
Okay, just want to make sure. You said 1,000,000%. 11%. 1,000,000%.
Man, I'm too much of a competitor, man. When all that stuff came out about, you know, come and get me, and I'm too much of a competitor.
You put that on your mom? You never said that?
I'm too much of a competitor.
Oh, wait, I do. You put that on your...
Too much of a competitor.
Did you put that on your mom that you didn't say it?
Too much of a competitor.
You're not saying I put that on my mama.
No, I ain't putting that on my mama.
Then you said it.
I don't know what you mean.
Come on, dude.
Because you put stuff on your mama to make sure that you tell her to make sure it's true. That don't mean I will. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, from man to man, I would never do that. I got too much pride. I got too much, my spirit, my competitive spirit would never let me do that.
Well, can't wait to see you in a Browns uniform. We hope you win over the weekend. Again, NFL.com/Man of the Year. You've done wonderful things with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And, of course, you got that backpack from Cam Newton.
I know.
Which, I'm
going to wear it out of here, too.
I know, right?
Shout out to Cam for that.
Cam Newton came in fully dressed in the car, handing out presents, handing out gifts to a guy who's up for the Man of the Year award. Just kind of outdoing even you. Doug Gottlieb here. Listen, you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio channel. Why? Well, because you get me. Duh. Plus, great interviews, interesting content, and you can watch the best lineup in sports radio.